think it's time I make this video. I've had a few people ask, where is my last video in this series that I'm doing? And, well, here it is. And today I will be talking about my experience auditioning at ArtSed. So, let's start from the beginning. I had my audition on the 19th of April. That was a month and 4 days ago. And it's been a while since then. It wasn't the best audition. In fact, it was my worst audition, and it was just a horrible experience for me because I don't know why my body is like the way it is, but it just is. I'll explain. So my audition was this 11:45, but they said get there half an hour early. So I got there at 11:15 on the dot, and we waited until 12:20 before we got up into our groups and went to our rooms wherever we were auditioning. Well, not auditioning, but warming up. Well, and auditioning actually. There was about 100 people there, and we got split off into four groups of like 25, around that. I mean, I'm just estimating. There was quite a lot of people there, and we went up. We got split into rooms. I was in group C. We went into our room upstairs, and we did a warm up. All good, all good. And then sort of the warm up finished around 1:20. I'm not going to tell you what happens in the warm up for those of you who are auditioning there in the future. I don't want to ruin it for you. So we do the warm up, all good, and then they said that we run, the way we do our auditions is by alphabetical order. So the list that they have of people that are going to go and do their speeches is in alphabetical order, and my name is James Wilson, so I was last, of course, out of like 25 people. So I was last. This was okay at the start, around 1:20. It was fine. Well, around 1 o'clock actually, it was fine when they announced that, because I thought we'd only be here for about 2 hours. You know, it's not going to take over 2 hours to get through 20 people's speeches. You know, it's like 5 minutes a piece. You know, I don't know the maths, but surely it's not over 2 hours, 5 minutes each. Boy, was I wrong. Anyway, so it starts going, and then time starts passing. I'm having that same mundane conversation with everyone. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Where else are you auditioning at? Everyone that auditions at drama school will know that that is the exact conversation you have with near enough everyone that's auditioning at a place where you are, and it is very, very, very repetitive and exhausting to have that conversation over and over again. So that was happening, you know, and then it was sort of pushing on. It was 2 o'clock maybe. I started getting a bit like anxious, like, oh, it's been an hour now, you know, there's still a lot of people in this room with me. When am I going to actually get to go? Then I started, obviously by this point I was very, very cool. After the warm-up I was ready and I was motivated and I was ready to go because my whole body was fucking going. It was just activated, you know, after a warm-up. That's the point of a warm-up, to get yourself activated mentally and physically. I was cooled down at this point, so I kept on doing like random bits, like, I don't know, push-ups, walk it, pacing, you know, and I kept warming up and cooling down, warming up and cooling down. It just wasn't good because it was just not good. I don't know. Maybe this is why my body is the way it is. Anyway, sort of 3 o'clock came, and this was at the time where I was expecting to be finished by sort of around 3 o'clock, because I thought 2 hours, that is more than enough time. Anyway, 3 o'clock came. There's still a few people to go. I started feeling ill. I don't know whether it was because of, you know, waiting. It was sort of getting into my brain, and sort of like the anxiety of it all and the paranoia and all that stuff was kicking in. Like, oh, do I know my speeches? Oh, am I going to do well? Blah, blah, blah. You know, I wasn't nervous for this audition until I ended up having to start waiting the amount of time I waited. So I started getting all that negative stuff come into my brain, because I'm thinking, you know, oh, do I even know my speeches? So at this point, which I always preach not to do because of this very reason, I went over my speeches a couple of times and I was forgetting lines in my contemporary, which has never happened before. I don't know why it was happening. I completely blanked. I had no idea what word went where and what sentence went where. So I had to keep on going back to the script, because I take my plays with me when I audition, just for comfort, I guess, or maybe if I want to read the play on the train there, I'll do that. Anyway, so I went back to it, you know, all that stuff was just like, right, that's it, I can't do it anymore. My Shakespeare was fine, it was just my contemporary. I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know why it was happening. I think it was because I already at this point was waited 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Think about it, I was actually I've been waiting around that whole day since 11:15, so, you know, hitting around 3:30 it was getting really hard. And then like sort of I didn't take much food. I took food, but it, like for some reason my body just wasn't absorbing the nutrients from the food. It was like eating air. I don't know why my body turns against me in these situations, but like I ate my food, so and then I got really hungry, and I was drinking that much water. I think it was this brand of water as well, because it's the same bottle. I took the logo off because I was shooting a film today and I was using this as a prop. So I drank that much water, which makes no sense because obviously drinking water, it moistens your mouth. I drank that much water, it had the opposite effect, and my mouth got really dry. Anyway. So I was panicking that my contemporary speech was messing up, so I just thought, you know what, James, just stop going over it and just go and perform it. You know, they're not going to know if you mess up, if you miss a line or whatever. Just stop going over it because it's not good. So I stopped. It was like sort of 3:30 at this point. This is when, you know, and then I went back into the room, and my lower back just started hurting out of nowhere, and my eyes, like right now, when the sun's blaring in your eyes and your eyes sort of have to squint and then they start watering like really bad hay fever. I was getting that. I was genuinely, I had a massive headache as well for some reason. I don't know whether the water was poisoning me, which I don't understand because it's meant to be the thing that keeps everyone alive. If you don't drink water, you're gonna die. So I thought I was doing a good thing. Anyway, it was sort of like pushing 4 o'clock. I'm going to list the things that were wrong with me. My lower back was hurting for God knows what reason. Maybe the chairs we were sat on. My brain was fried from having the same conversation with everyone over and over again, and also panicking over my speeches and just being all round sort of. I wasn't negative. I was positive. Like I was ready to go. You know what I mean? Like I was. This is it. This is the school I was going to get into. That's the way I was thinking. You know, I was very positive. But like obviously waiting 4 hours, my brain started getting a bit muddled up. It was nerves more than anything. It wasn't me going into this audition negative. Don't think I went into it being negative because it was far from it. But it was like it was 4 o'clock, and then you know my lower back was hurting. I started getting like a cold or something. My eyes were burning. My mouth was really dry. I had a massive headache. It was just, the list goes on. You know, I was very exhausted from travelling to London. And anyway, so 4 o'clock comes, I get called down to go to the audition, and I know this video is going to sound very negative and moany, but this is just, I need to be honest with you guys, because there's no point in lying about my experience. So anyway, I go down for my audition, and there's 2 people in front of me, so another 10-15 minutes waiting, which is fine, whatever. And then I wasn't the last person, I was the third from last to go. There was 2 people after me. Anyway, so I was downstairs, there was one more person in before me, and then the other 2 students, the last 2 students, the auditionees come down, and they wait. So I'm expecting to go next, and then the girl or the guy that was before me come out. I can't remember, it was so long ago. And then the teacher comes out, and then they call the girl that was after me in first. So that completely threw me off. But it's fine. It just some things that happened. Maybe the student that was ushering us around just got us mixed up on the list. So that was fine. It was all right. I was still feeling very negative, very ill, I guess, like poorly or something. So I was getting agitated because I just wanted to get out of there. Like sort of needed some air or something. I don't know. I just needed to get out of the environment that I was in. I felt very claustrophobic and very trapped, and I don't know why. I don't know. It was just a bad day. Like, you know, everyone has a bad day, so please don't think I'm being negative towards Artsed, because I really ain't. This story's going to take a twist in a minute. So anyway, it's my time to go for my audition. They ask me what my speech is. They ask me to start with my contemporary, which is fine, and I do it. I do my contemporary speech like I've never done it before. Like I completely forgot everything that I rehearsed. And I just winged it, literally completely winged it. Like it was, I don't know, I don't understand how, I don't understand what I did. I think that was because I was I wasn't confident when I was doing my speeches earlier, so it must have just messed me up for the actual audition. So my contemporary speech was meh. Nothing went wrong, but my physicalities and what I was doing in the area, in the space, wasn't what I always rehearsed and everything like that. So it was a bit strange. Anyway, and then I did that, and then my Shakespeare speech was fine. They say, how old are you at the end? They asked me a couple of questions, what I've been up to, so I summarised what I've been up to, and then they said, okay, thank you, bye. And I couldn't have got out there quicker. I just needed some air. I don't know what was wrong with me, so I jumped on the tube, met my girlfriend, and we went for food. And when I was eating food, I got really overwhelmed. I think I sort of teared up at one point because I don't know why my body was being the way it was that day, but it was just really, it was really messing me up. Like I've never gone into an audition. So I went into the audition all positive, and then sort of 80% through the day, I was getting really bad. I don't know whether it was. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing that happens to some people. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the audition there. Honestly, apart from what I felt like personally, the school was just absolutely booming with creativity, music, dancing, singing, acting. Everything was just constantly. It was just throbbing with all of this good stuff. The vibe was cool. The teachers were cool. I really liked the school. I just really hated myself that day. You know, sometimes people say, you know, you're your own worst enemy, and that day I really was. Anyway, sort of move on. I get home, and then that's it. I go to sleep for the evening or whatever, and then I wake up the next day. I go into town with my girlfriend because I have the day off work because I really needed it, sort of to de-stress and whatever. So we went into town. We went and got some breakfast at this place called Argo Lounge, where my friend Nathan works, who has also auditioned at Arts Ed before. Nathan, shout out to Nathan. He's got into Rose Bruford European Theatre Arts for a 3-year degree. I went to college with him. He's helped me. He's been in a couple of videos. He's helped me rehearse and prepare for these auditions. So massive thank you to Nathan for giving up his time to help me and give me some inside skill sets to use in future preparations from drama school. So stuff he's learnt, he's taught me. So thank you, man, and congratulations on getting into drama school this year. I'm really proud of you. Nathan was one of the guys at college, which I know this sounds horrible, but he even says it himself. We met up the other day and we talked about it, and he goes, you know, I know that people at college never thought I was going to get into drama school. Well, I was going to be one of the ones that didn't get in, and he was the first one to ever get in out of the whole 25, 30 people that was on the course. So props to you, Nathan. Anyway, he tells me, so I go to Argo Lounge to have breakfast with my girlfriend, and Nathan works there. He tells me, we're talking, he goes, oh, cool, yeah. I tell him the story, and he goes, oh, yeah, well, if you get your letter tomorrow, so 2 days after the audition, you've been rejected, you know, because that's what happened to him, and then my other friend, Tom, who also got a rejection letter 2 days later. So anyway, the day goes on, then the next day comes, I get a letter in the post, I open it up. Where is the letter? Here it is. I open the letter up, and I get a recall, which completely blows my mind. It actually, I actually recorded a video. I'll let you listen to the audio. I recorded because I was making this video, like my audition experience video, in the process of getting the letter. Like I was recording them. My mum called me down. I've been declined from Arts Ed. I've been rejected from Arts Ed. I have a letter here, and Nathan, my friend, told me, if you get the letter today, James, you have been rejected. I'm assuming what that is anyway. Oh. Arts Ed. I'll give you some context. I was really ready to get rejected. I was so ready. I was so ready for it to be over and for me to prepare, have a break and do it next year. Because I only applied for 3 schools this year, you know. There's people out there that are doing like 10 to 15 schools. So they are, you know, they're doing much more than I am. But this really exhausted me, this process. It was mentally draining and physically draining, travelling to London. And because I was very, very much getting out of my comfort zone doing this. Really leaving my comfort zone doing this. So I got really exhausted. So I was ready to get rejected. I was ready for it to just all be over. You're fucking joking. No way. No way. No. I'm not going to play any more of that video. So I was so convinced I was getting rejected because my audition was so bad. Like my experience there was so bad. But this just goes to show that, you know, it was all me. It was in my head. It was bad because it was in my head. There was nothing wrong with Arts Ed whatsoever. But I think it was just the length of time I had to wait. It was like 3 hours before I actually did the audition. And it was very mentally draining. It was sucking everything out of me. Like literally everything. Every ounce of confidence I had in myself and every ounce of whatever I put into this. It was sucking out of me just because of the length I had to wait. Which is no one's fault. They didn't put me at the bottom of the list on purpose. It is just the way an alphabetical list goes. So I was ready to get rejected. And then I got a recall, which leads me on to today. I had my recall a couple of days ago on the 19th or 18th. I don't remember, one of the days. Thursday. It was Thursday, I'll tell you. I'm just getting my calendar up on my laptop. Thursday the 18th. So it was on the 18th. Today is now the 23rd. Had my recall. And I got my letter back today. And unfortunately it was a rejection. So this year, September, I will not be going to drama school because I got rejected from LAMDA. I got a waiting list from Aura, and let's face it, I didn't hear anything back from Aura in 2015, and it's now 2017, so I doubt I'm going to hear anything back from them this year. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's pushing. It's getting towards June now, so I highly doubt they're going to get in contact with me due to like student finance and stuff like that. So, and obviously I've been rejected from ArtsEd. I won't be going to drama school this year, unfortunately, but it's okay. You know, it is the way life works sometimes. This is my second year in a row now. Well, my second year. I guess it's in a row because my auditions were kind of in 2016 because it was in the middle of December 2015. So I guess it's a second year in a row. I don't know. You know, it's 2 years I've been rejected now from drama schools. So hopefully I can find the strength from somewhere to carry on next time. I mean, I will find the strength because I'm not going to give up just because I've been rejected. You know, you physically cannot have that mentality if you want to go to drama school. You can't just give up when you get rejected. You have to take the hit and be willing to have failures in your life until you reach success. You know, you can't expect to be successful from working no hours and, you know, getting told yes all your life. You know, it's just unrealistic unless you're born into a rich family where, you know, you don't have to work and there's a business already there for you to take over when you're older. So that's it. No more drama school videos. That's it. I'm just going to do my own thing on my YouTube now. Thank you everyone for sticking by and wanting to hear the rest of my story. I will be back in about 6 months or 6 to 8 months auditioning again. And I will be recording those videos. Hopefully it goes better than this year. If not, we will try again until it happens. But yeah, I am kind of beat up and exhausted that, you know, it's been 3 no's virtually. But it's alright, you know, it's fine. If I can go through something like this, then you can as well. Please, if you want to be an actor, please just fight for it. If you want to go to drama school, fight for it. Don't stop when you get told no, because getting told no should make you more hungrier to do it. I'm just going to cut the video off now. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every view that I get and every person that takes the time to comment and like and subscribe and whatever. If my videos have helped you, then that's really, really good. And I've done my bit. Now it's time for me to move on and try other things in my life until the time comes around to audition again. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you around.